So we're gonna put the roll in front, kind of come back to where your arms are just barely reaching the roll, and you're in this nice long position. And we're just gonna kind of reach forward, hinging down. You're gonna press the roll slightly forward as you hinge down, feeling that stretch. I'll go this way. Feeling that stretch through the back of the leg, through maybe a little of the back. And then from here, roll yourself back in. Come all the way up. The roll will kind of come toward you. And then just press it right back out again. So it's all the way out. And scoop it all the way back in. We'll just do that a few times. So it's out. And in. And reach. Let's do 2. Make this nice and easy and relaxing. And 1. And then from here, we're just going to press that back out again. We're going to stay in this nice flat kind of back position. We're going to lift that right arm as we peek underneath it, just for a little stretch. And then reach it back down. And then we're going to do that with the left. And bring it back down and go ahead and curl all the way back up. And we'll do that again, but we'll switch. We'll start with that left. So press it out. We'll lift that left arm. Twist, kind of look under that arm. Put that arm back down, pick up that right, twist. Nice stretch here and back. And pull that all the way back in. And relax. All right, we're going to go into just kind of picking up that roll. Let's do a little bit of shoulder work. So nice kind of wider stance on the shoulder. I'm just going to lift that roll up and just allow your shoulders to kind of move back as far as you can, and then go ahead and lower that back down. So up, keep that collarbone nice and open, reach it back. Try not to press the ribs forward like you're arching. It's okay if they move a little bit. I just don't want a big arch forward and feeling that in the back. And up. And then on this last one, we're just going to hold it up there. So bring it up and hold. And then from here, we're just going to think of our shoulders. So raise the shoulders up into the ears and then lower the shoulders down. So everything is coming kind of from those shoulder blades in the back. We're lifting, we're lowering, we're lifting, we're lowering, and up. 3, 2, and 1. Pull the shoulders down. Keep the roll above your head and bend towards one direction. Try to keep your head kind of in the center of the roll. And then lift, using the belly, lift it back up to center. And bend the other direction. And lift. And over. And up. Nice kind of waist lift, using those obliques. And lift. And up. And again, over. And up. One more time on that other side. And up. And bring it all the way down. We're just going to maybe bring the feet just a little closer together, but parallel position. You're going to hold the roll kind of right in front of the roll up against the legs. And we're just going to do some little roll downs. We're not going to roll all the way to the floor, just probably about halfway down. So let's start by tucking the chin into the chest and start to curl down, rolling the roll. And you can kind of move it down those legs. Coming into this nice kind of rounded spine, tucked position, and then going into a nice flat back here. So keeping the roll, almost pressing it into the legs a little bit more, feeling that back straighten. Now scoop it again and curl up. All the way, roll the shoulders back and down. And we'll do that again. And curl down. Roll that roll. I take it down to my shins. That's where it feels comfortable for me. And then from here, I'm going to press slightly into my shins, pull my shoulders down as I flatten that back. And then I'm going to tuck again, and I'm going to roll that back up. And we'll just do that 2 more times. Roll the shoulders back and down. Try that again. And chin in, roll it down, bring weight to those shins. Press into the shins, pull the shoulders down, flatten that spine. I feel like I'm poking my tailbone out behind me. Tuck it up, bring it all the way back up and in. Roll those shoulders back and down, and again, and down. All the way. Maybe you can get a little further this time. Press, flatten that spine, and tuck, and roll it all the way back up and release. All right, we're going to come and place that roll down on the floor. We're just going to do kind of a little footwork. So think about being on the reformer. So we're going to start with, let's start with right foot up, just on the toe. And you'll notice here, you got to find your balance, right? So if you're on a mat, that's always going to be a little bit more challenging. You're on your toe, but if you put too much pressure, you're going to feel a lot of wiggling. So most of this has to come into the standing leg, right? So we pull that belly in, and we just send that roll out, kind of rolling up onto the heel, flexing the foot, getting that nice stretch in the calf, and then releasing the flex as we pull it back to the toe. And then once you get it back to the toe, you're going to lift your heel as high as you can. And then drop the heel, send that roll back out, go into that flexion, and then come back onto the toe and lift. So keeping that foot nice and light on that roll means a lot of stability work through that standing leg. And out, flex, point, bring it back, lift, and reach it out. So now hold it out there on this last one. And then from here, we're just going to bend that standing leg just a little bit more. And we're just going to point and flex. So we're going to point and flex, holding our leg in a bent position, the one that's on the floor, as we just point and flex with the foot that's on the roll. And 3, 2, 1, and we're going to roll it back. We're going to stay here as we point, coming up onto our toe, flex, reaching that heel down towards the floor, and point again, and reaching that heel down to the floor, and up, and down. Let's do 3. And if your standing leg is starting to get sore, you're doing this correctly. And 2, and 1. And go ahead and step off. Whew, shake out that standing leg. All right, so let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So left foot is going to come up to the roll. So we're standing, find that balance on that right leg. And let's just begin here by reaching that roll out and kind of coming up to the heel as we reach out, and then bringing it back. And once we get it back, we come up to the toe. And down, and we reach that heel out. Flexion. Back and point, out, flexion, back and point. Staying nice and balanced on that standing leg. Feel that whole foot on the floor. Your knee shouldn't be locked, right? But it's not bent either. We're not into that bent knee yet. And up, down, let's do 3. 2. And 1. We're going to kind of hold it out there on that heel. We're going to now bend that standing leg a little bit. And then we're just going to point and flex. Point and flex. So you feel that roll kind of moving under you a little. We're a lot more into our standing leg. When it's bent, we're kind of in that quad. Point and flex. We have 2 more. 2 and 1. We're going to flex. Bring that leg back. We're still in that kind of bent knee. We're going to come up to our pointed toe here, and we're going to flex and reach that heel down. And lift. And flex. And up. and down. 3 and 2 and 1. And let's step off. So you're going to turn to the side. We're going to now start kind of in this baby V position. So from here, we're going to bring that heel or that foot to that roll. And we're going to start to bend, almost like we're in a little plie. All right. Let's start on the toe, actually, on that roll. And so you don't want this foot on the roll back too much, because then your hips are going to want to have to move. You want that foot forward. You want to feel comfortable here, like you're just standing in a V position. And then from this position, we're going to roll it out, and you're going to have to find your position from here. So you want to roll it out, you want to be at an angle, and you want to be on your heel. And then from this position, we're going to pull it in. Same thing, we're going to come up to the toe. Lower, reach out to the heel, give a little flexion. And back in, come up to the toe. So, you know, kind of like pushing away on the foot bar, right? Coming back in. Doing a little heel drop. Let's do 2. And 1. Now we're going to bring it in. We're going to come up to the toe. We're going to stand on our standing leg, and then we're going to bend. But we're going to stay on the toe, on that roll. Stand and bend. Pull that belly in as you stand, kind of reaching through that floor. So no hip clicking here. One of the problems is that people start to feel the leg that they're standing and bending. They'll start to feel some popping or some clicking. It means your belly is not engaged enough, or your leg is too externally rotated. So don't, you know, bring it in a little bit further, or just really draw deep into your center. Do 3. 2 and 1. And step off. We will do that on the other side. So from here, we're going to find that position again. So I start off in my external. I'm going to bring my toe to that roll, comfortable position. Go ahead and send it out. Find that position to where when you're sending that out, you're in that external position still, but you're comfortable. This leg that's on the roll is not too far back, right? So from here, we're going to bend a little bit in our standing leg, and then we're just going to pull that toe under us. Once we get it here, we're going to come up to our toe, lower back down, press out to the heel with a little flexion, pull it back in, point, lower, out, flexion, point, lower, pull that belly in, keep those shoulders out of the equation, try to stay centered here through your body. And reach, and in. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1 more. Come all the way in, find that place, hold here. We're going to stay on the toe on that roll, and then we're just going to stand and bend. And stand and bend. So keep that belly nice and tight. Ooh, Phyllis, you're doing extra. You don't have to come to your toe.
Oh, I thought I did. I thought, oh, this is hard.
Like, wow, that looks really hard.
It was.
Ooh, Phyllis just gave me an idea.
Oh, God.
Next time.
I
Next
didn't
time.
fall over either.
3 more.
My bad.
That was pretty impressive. And 2. And 1. And we can step off. And we're just going to face the
Don't give
roll.
me a mirror.
We're just going to face it. And then from here, actually, let's go ahead and pick it up. It'll be easier to pick it up to begin this movement. So we're just going to do a roll down. We're going to bring the roll to the floor, and then we're going to keep it there as we do some kind of cat stretches. All right. So from here, we're going to drop that chin to the chest. We're going to reach that roll all the way to the floor, and then we'll bring those hands right on top of that roll. So from here, you want to be able to feel a little maybe stretch, depends on how flexible you are. And at this point, we just want to press down into the roll with the hands as we scoop up that belly, kind of rounding that spine. And then keeping the hands on the roll, try to go to that flat back as much as you can, right? And then scoop it up again. Tuck, try to point that tailbone down and flatten that spine. Pull those shoulders down as you flatten that spine and scoop it up. And flatten that out and scoop it up and flatten out. All right, we're adding on. So we're going to scoop. As we flatten, go ahead and roll that roll away just a little bit. Flatten that spine. Now roll the roll back as you tuck. Flatten as you roll that away, reaching with those arms, and tuck as you pull it in. And reach, and tuck. One more time, and reach, and tuck. Pull it all the way in, let go of the roll, let your arms hang, scoop up that belly, let's come to a standing position, all the way to standing. Let's inhale as we bring those arms all the way up, and exhale as we reach it down. Do that breath one more time. Inhale, and exhale. Good. All right, so we are going to kneel. And we are going to start with a nice little plank position. On this particular one, it's going to require us to pull those knees up under us. So I'm going to move back a little bit. I'm going to have my roll kind of underneath my knees, just kind of towards the top of the shins. And then on this position, I'm going to come into my forearms. So I'm going to land in my plank with that roll on my shins. So if you have it too low, you're not gonna be able to do this quite so well. So with the forearms, you wanna press through the floor, lift that chest, pull that belly away from the floor. And as you exhale, we're just gonna pull those knees, scooping that belly, pulling those knees in, they never touch the ground, and then sending them back out to your plank. And pull them in, and send them out. So scoop up that belly, and reach, and scoop, and reach, and pull it in, and out, in, and out. All right, so now we're gonna kind of turn to the side. So I'm now on the side of my shins, and now I'm gonna pull it in again. I'm gonna send it out, and I'm gonna roll to the top of my shins. Then I'm going to roll to the other side and pull it in and send it out. Top of the shins, other side. Out, other side. Out, we just have one more on each side. Twist. Out, last one. Twist. Out. Pull it in, lower those knees. Take those knees wide and just sit back in a child's pose. You can take the roll out from under. I just don't want it to roll away. All right. So we are going to come back to knees. So now this one is going to be more towards the knees. If you need a pad, fine, but it's not right on the kneecap. It's just under it, okay? So it's not right on the knee. This one, we're not in forearms. We're on our hands. However, if you have wrist issues, feel free. So this is like a march, but think of it as an upside down march. All right, so flex your feet. One foot is gonna reach up. Then you're gonna bring it back down to the roll, set it down, other leg. So it's just like that march that we do. If this is too challenging, or if you don't like the roll, just put the roll away, do it without it. It just brings a lot more element of abdominal connection into the work. And up. Let's do one more on each side. Last one. And from here, I'm going to step behind my roll, and I'm going to start with my child's pose position. And I can actually, I like doing this with the roll. It allows me to really stretch with my arms. And then pull it back under and relax. Okay, with the first part of this, we're not going to use the roll. We're going to do it without it. Then we'll add the roll back in for anyone who wants that extra challenge. So you can just keep the roll in front of your knees. Bring yourself to a 4-point kneel position. And from here, we're going to just think of opposing or cross connection. Think of cross connection. So I'm going to send my left leg back to my toe. My right arm is going to come in front of me to my fingertip. And the first thing I want to think of here is my body straight, or am I twisted or bent? I don't want to be, right? And from here, I'm going to think of reaching my toe and my hand away from each other as I lift them up. And I'm going to just hold here. So finding this balance. Feeling the glute in the back on the leg that's lifted. Feeling the shoulder down, lats connected on the arm. And the belly stays lifted. Head is not dropped, so you're reaching that crown of the head kind of towards your fingertips. And one more breath, and then we're going to lower that down. We're going to bring everything back in, right to our start position. So let's do that on the other side. So now my right foot is going to go out to the toe, left hand, fingertips. Pull that belly up, make sure your body is straight. Lengthen that arm and leg away. As we lift, feel the glute, feel the shoulder. Holding that balance and just breathing. Keeping that belly nice and tight. One more breath. And we're going to bring it in. So we're going to go back to that other side. We're going to start in the exact same way. So we're in this 4-point. Opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to lift and reach and hold. So from here, arm and leg open out to the side. Then they come back. And again, open and back. Oops, maybe not open so wide. Open and back, 2 more. And open and back, last one. And back and in. Last set. So press it out. Arm and leg, reach them up. Find that glute, find that shoulder, and then we open. And we close. And we open and close. So it's just a little slide. Arm and leg slide open, slide back, 2 more. Last one. Bring it back, sit back in your child's pose. You can take that roll, reach it out in front of you again, just to that nice stretch. All right, you ready? Stretch now. All right, we're gonna now take that roll and we're gonna take it to the hands. All right, so from here, I'm sorry, we're not taking it to the hands yet. Oops. Okay, we're taking it to the knees. And we're coming back into this position. So from here, we're going to go into that balanced position again. So remember, the roll is underneath the kneecap. You're not right on that kneecap. And we're going to take that left leg, reach it out, go ahead and take that toe to the floor. We start in the same way. Right hand reaches out, fingertips to the floor. I'm going to have you begin with the leg. So we're going to lift that leg first. Only if you feel confident do you want to then lift that arm. And hold. Pull that belly up. One more breath. Lower those down, bring them in. You can see that's a lot harder. And other side, right leg out, toe to the floor. Left hand out, fingertips on the floor. Let's start with the leg. Find the glute, pull the belly up. And if you feel confident, lift that hand in front. One more breath. And bring it in and rest. Good. All right. Go ahead and bring that roll out, and then we're going to go to our hand position, and we're just going to do some little planking. That's it. So from here, all we're going to do, keep our hands on the roll. We're going to take those toes behind us, and we're going to come up into a plank. Right? And if this hurts your wrists, take it to the floor. Okay? Don't do it on the roll. If it hurts the wrist, don't do it on the roll. I like the roll kind of a little in front so my wrists are not too bent. But just breathe. Pull the shoulders down and come in. I'm going to give you guys another option to do this as well. All right. You can do this on forearms. So if you'd rather, so that those of you with wrist issues, come to the forearm to do this. And just breathe. Keep that chest lifted from the floor, shoulders down, belly up. Don't let it sink. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Lower those knees, open them up, take yourself into that child's pose for one last stretch. And then come all the way back up. All right. So similar to what we did on Monday, we're going to reach that roll in front, and our ankles are going to go on top of the roll. And then we're going to sit nice and tall. So for here, just going to do that nice, tall, seated position. And we're going to go into some scooping. So from here, hands in front. And we're going to start with that tall, seated position. As we begin to scoop, we're going to begin to tuck the tail under, rolling back. We're not going all the way. So we're just going to that nice kind of hollowed out belly. We're in that scoop. And then we're going to curl right back up. Exhale, keep your scoop. In fact, deepen it as you curl. Reach all the way towards those feet. Stretch. Bring yourself all the way back up to a straight spine. And scoop. Curl back. Deep breath in. Exhale, scoop it up. Reach for those ankles and stretch. I need to see you. Jenna was hidden. Okay, scoop it again. Oh, much better. Deep breath in and exhale. Scoop it up. Stretch forward. Come back. One more. And scoop it back. Curl back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Curl up and sit nice and tall. All right, we're going to bring our heels to the roll. We did this on the floor on Monday, okay? So we're going to do it on the roll. So we're going to pull ourselves back into that scoop. Our heels are now on the roll. We're going to take our left leg, we're going to lift it slightly. Now as we exhale, keeping our scoop, we're going to pull that roll in and then press it back out to our heel. Pull it back in. We're doing 4. Out to the heel. 2 more. Really deep scoop here. Keep your scoop in that low belly. Last one. Out, lower the other heel, round yourself forward. Take a stretch. Come back up to seated. We'll do that on the other side. So nice tall sit. Curl back. Hold. Now I'm going to take my right leg, float it up off that roll, and I'm going to scoop. Keep your deep scoop. Shoulders down. Try not to roll those shoulders forward. Exhale. 2 more. And last one. And roll all the way forward and stretch. All right, so you know it's coming. We're going to scoop both those knees in now, right? So we're staying on those heels. Arms are up. We're going to take it to our scoop, curl back. So heels are still on that roll. We're keeping our scoop, and now we're just pulling both knees in, and we're kind of maybe scooping a little deeper, and then reach it out. And scoop. and reach it out. And scoop and reach. Last one. Reach it out, hold, bend the knees just about halfway in, hold, scoop deep, but keep that chest lifted, arms only. Lift and lower and lift. Close those ribs and lower. 2 more. Last one. Send those legs out, curl up, stretch forward. Hey. All right. All right, we are going to move to the roll behind the hips. So just kind of take those feet to the other side, roll it underneath your legs, and then you're going to lie down. So lying down here. Once you're lying down, you can slide that roll right underneath those hips and come into that tabletop position. So nice and easy. So from this position, we're going to start with that march again. So remember, your leg is at that 90 degree at the knee. It never changes. Movement comes from the hip. Pull the belly in, lower the leg from the hip, feel the toe tap, and then lift it back up. Other side, lower, lowering from the hip, keeping that belly nice and engaged. And up. If you feel confident to hold on to the roll, I mean, if that makes you feel more confident, you can. Like it won't slip out from under you. You can also bring your arms to a circle. But keep that belly pulling in. And up. And up. You know, we're on April abs, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that's why we, but it's kind of redundant for mat classes because mat class is all abdominal. So I don't know how much more we can up that for mat. And down.
Not like we haven't felt it.
Yeah. And last one, make yourself even if you need to do that. Hold. Arms come down. So we are going to do straight leg up to the ceiling. And we're going to do leg circles, but only one at a time. So I'm going to take my right leg and let it kind of open out. And then I'm going to circle it down and around and lift it straight back up to the ceiling. Then I go to my left, open out, circle. So what I want to really watch for here is I want to make sure that my hips are staying level on that roll. Make the circles slow. Open, circle. Keep those shoulder blades down the back and keep those hips level. Now, if you want to add on to this, it's lifting those arms to the ceiling. All of a sudden now, you have to use that belly a little bit more to stay centered on that roll. And up, open, and up. Last one on each side, open. And open. Okay, we're just going to reverse that circle. So right leg is going to start by heading down, and then I'm going to circle it open to lift it up. Left leg, down, circle it open to lift it up. And right. Nice and slow. Keep that centering on that roll. And right. And left. Do one more on each side. Right. And left. And hug those knees into chest for a little stretch in that back. So this next one is kind of like a windmill. So we're going to actually do legs in opposite directions. So we're going to send those legs back up to the ceiling. I'm going to let my right leg reach down, and that's my start position. So now my right leg is going to circle up as my left leg circles down. Once I get there, I'm going to switch my legs. 1 and 2, hold, and now circle in the other direction. Switch, 1, 2, circle, and 1, 2, and circle, and switch, switch, circle, and switch, switch, circle. We have one more. Switch, switch, circle, and I meant that in both directions. Switch, switch, and circle, and hug those knees into chest. All right, this one is thread the needle. So legs come up into tabletop to begin with. I'm going to start by extending my left leg so you guys can see in Zoom. So I'm going to imagine that my knee on my left leg is the eye of a needle, okay? And I'm going to take my right leg and start it towards the floor. So my toe of my right leg is on the floor, my left leg is up. And as my left leg reaches towards the floor, I'm going to pull my right leg up like I'm threading my knee through that other knee, the eye of the needle. And once I get into this position, I'm just going to take it all the way back up. And now I've got my right leg to the ceiling, my left leg is on the floor. And I do it again. Right leg reaches down, left leg comes up in a bent position. And stretch. And pull. And stretch. And pull. And stretch. Pull. Stretch. Pull it through. Reach it up. Pull it through. Reach it up. Pull it through. Reach it up and hold. We're going to reverse. So we're going to bend that leg that's to the ceiling and straighten the leg that's on the floor. And now I'm going to switch it. Once I get to this position, I'm going to bend my leg that's to the ceiling, straighten the one that's on the floor, and reach. So now I'm taking my toe through the eye of the needle as I reach it up, bend, reach it through the eye of the needle, and reach, and reach, 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 out. This should feel kind of good. Last one. And both legs come to the ceiling. Hug those knees into chest. And come back to your tabletop position. And we're going to glue those legs together. You can hang on to the side of the roll. We're going to do hip tips. So from here, we're just going to roll over towards our right hip. Both legs are together like one leg. And then exhale, scoop that belly in as you bring those legs back. And tip to that other side. So this one you might feel, oh, this kind of is a little painful on my back or my glutes. Well, that's tight muscle. It's not hurting your spine. It's not hurting your pelvis. It's muscle. So if it's too painful, then, don't go as big, right? Just do what you can. And now we're tipping to the right. We're going to extend those legs out. We're going to keep them long as we lift. And bend. Tip to the left. Extend. And lift. And bend. And tip. Extend. Lift. Bend. Tip. Extend. Lift. We have one more on each side. And tip. Extend, lift, last one, tip, extend, and lift, hug those knees into chest, and stretch. We're going to take those feet down, slide that roll out from underneath, and then you're going to take the roll and move it to under the chest, or under the shoulder blades. So we're going to come here. Right? Hands come behind the head. And from here, all we're going to do is we're going to feel our scoop of our belly. So as I tuck my pelvis, I feel my low back wanting to press to the mat, but of course it's lifted, so it can't. But I want to feel that kind of hollowing out through the belly. And then I want to try to keep that as I just let my upper back kind of reach over the roll and kind of feel that little stretch come into that mid back. Exhale, keep your scoop and curl back up. Taking your chest and looking towards your belly. Inhale, keep your scoop as you reach that upper body over. Exhale, scoop that belly, deepen. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. and exhale. All right, last one. And reach and exhale. And come back to center. All right, so we're gonna keep our chest lifted. We're gonna reach that right leg to the ceiling. Take that reach the left leg. Mine is on left, it doesn't matter. Left leg to the ceiling, right leg or right arm is open. And this time as I twist, I'm just gonna kind of reach and I'm gonna twist. I'm coming off of my right shoulder as I'm twisting. And then I'm gonna bring it back. And so it's kind of like the hip tips, right? But we're tipping on the shoulder blades in the back. And twist. And twist. Let's do two more. Twist. And twist. And let's switch sides. So right hand comes behind the head, left arm opens, right leg up. And then from here, we're going to twist to that right and coming back to a squared off shoulder. So twisting to the right, my left shoulder is lifting. I'm rolling onto my right shoulder and then coming back and up and back and over. Two more. Nice big twist. And one more. And come back and rest. We're going to kind of roll out those shoulders. Keep your hands behind your head. You're going to lift your pelvis, and then you're just going to let yourself kind of roll over those shoulder blades. So use your legs to roll that roll. It should feel good. It should feel like a little massage. And if you've got some places that are a little tight, maybe hang out there, kind of just roll around on it. Make sure it's all out. One more. And then we're going to come back down. And we're going to move this roll one last time. We're going to go to a lengthened roll position. And we're going to come up on one end of the roll. And we're going to lie ourselves all the way down. So I'm going to take my hips, for me because I'm super tall, I'm going to take my hips all the way to the end of that roll. And I'm going to roll myself all the way down. Separate my feet a little bit so I feel stable. And just let my arms come down alongside me. So just kind of letting yourself hang out here for just about maybe 15 seconds and kind of get your bearings. You should feel the apex of the roll right directly on your spine, from head all the way down to your tailbone. And from here, we're going to start with that lifting to tabletop. So use your arms as balance as we lift those legs up. And pause. We're going to go right back into that same marching that we were doing earlier. Tuck that belly a little bit. Feel that low back pulling towards the roll and try to keep it there, and then lower one leg down. And exhale, scoop up that belly as that leg comes back up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Really draw that belly in, especially as that leg is coming back up. Scoop that belly a little deeper. Really work from there. Inhale. Exhale. Last one on each side. Okay, I'm going to lower my right leg, but I'm going to keep my left leg lifted. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to open it out and float it. And now I'm just going to move from my left leg as I let that leg open and close. And open and close. Think about the cross connection between the foot that's on the floor and the opposite hand that's on the floor. Think of that cross connection. That's what's going to keep you stable. Two more. Last one. Lower that foot down, lower that hand down. Now I'm going to lift my left arm, lift my right leg, and from here do the same thing. Inhale, open that leg. Exhale, close. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and open. 2, 3. Think about that cross connection. 2, and 1. Hold here. We're going to lift both those legs to tabletop. Both hands come to the floor. So staying centered on that roll. Right leg is going to open. Exhale, pull it back. Left leg opens. Pulls it back. So really think about that scoop to the belly. Pull it in. Inhale, pull in that belly. And open. And open. One more each side. Hold here. Come to frog position. Heels together, toes apart. From this position, we're going to just go ahead and send those legs up and out to straight. Keep that rib cage closed. Try to keep that belly nice and kind of scooped in, just that little bit. Doesn't have to be big. Inhale and exhale. Keep that collarbone open. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring it all the way in. Hold your frog. Keep your diamond shape in your legs. Keep the ribs closed as you lower the heels towards the floor, only about halfway. Exhale, scoop that belly to bring them back up. We're only doing 4. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. And lower those legs down. So staying here, you're just going to kind of let yourself roll to one side of the spine just as you come off of it. And then take it back to the spine. Roll to the other side. And back. And one more time on each side. Just kind of roll from side to side. And come back. And rest. I'm going to come to the floor. Just roll that roll out from underneath you. Good. And then all we're going to do is take that roll back underneath our legs. And it's going to go right back on top or the back of the pelvis. We're going to lift those legs into chest and we are going to stretch. So when we do this next one, if you prefer just to stay here and stretch, feel free. We're going to do those short spines or long spines, whichever you want to do. So from here, hands are going to go on the side or on top of that roll. We're going to reach those legs to the ceiling. And as you reach them behind you, you can press down into the roll and lift that pelvis and take those arms behind, or take the legs behind. This is actually easier on the roll. Lift the legs up just a little. You can also bend the knees here and then start to curl down. As slowly as you can, setting the pelvis back down onto the roll as softly as possible. Bend the knees. Hug those knees to the chest. Take those legs to the ceiling. Take them behind you. Scoop. Try not to use momentum. Lift the legs up. Curl down. Slow. Soft as you can with that setting down of the pelvis. Bend those knees, hug them into chest. We have one more. And up. And scoop. Stretch. Up. Curl down. Set it down. And set those feet down. Take that roll out from underneath. You can just kind of take it to the side, roll it away, whatever you want to do. Lay back down nice and flat. Let's take those arms up overhead or out to the side if you don't like that for your shoulders. And just stretch to that belly. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Another breath. Arms come to the ceiling. And we're just going to do one last little roll up here, chin to chest, curl up. Reach for those feet, stretch it forward, and come all the way up. And we ended just on time.
Perfect.
Thanks, you guys. Bye.